For years, a natural creek wound through my backyard, my sanctuary after long days working as a plumber. I'd sit with a beer and fishing pole, watching dragonflies zip through the reeds while water burbled over rocks. It was perfect peace. Then the HOA expanded into our neighborhood. Karen Mitchell, the community standards chair, showed up with her clipboard, declaring my creek an unauthorized water feature and safety hazard. I explained it was a protected natural drainage according to my deed and county regulations. The key didn't care. Violation notices piled up, threatening $100 daily fines. At a mandatory meeting, Karen declared my creek an imminent hazard, demanding I fence it, fill it, or submit to weekly inspections at my expense. I refused. Anonymous complaints appeared on my door. Someone dumped landscaping rocks into the creek. I caught Karen photographing my yard from her SUV like a suburban private investigator. Then one Wednesday morning, I heard heavy equipment. A cement truck backed down my alley, and before I could stop them, workers poured concrete into my creek. I screamed, slipped in the mud, and watched helplessly as gray sludge coated the pebbles, drowning reeds, trapping frogs. My beautiful creek became a lifeless concrete scar. Karen watched from the sidewalk, smiling like she'd won. But she had no idea what storm she'd unleashed. The first heavy rain revealed the truth. Without the creek to handle runoff, water backed up everywhere. Basements flooded. Cars got trapped in standing water. The HOA blamed homeowners for improper drainage, never mentioning they destroyed the natural system. I documented everything: photos of flooded yards, aerial drone footage, notebooks filled with dates and locations. I stayed quiet while neighbors turned on each other and Karen issued more fines. I knew something they didn't. Creeks don't disappear. The water had gone underground, saturating the soil, and foundations were cracking as the earth shifted beneath homes. Then I found my grandfather's old documents, original surveys, a 1978 letter confirming a permanent drainage easement, state environmental protection orders. The HOA had illegally filled a protected watershed. I contacted county water authorities and city environmental offices. I sent anonymous whistleblower packets with evidence to news stations and local papers. Within days, inspectors arrived, spent hours documenting violations, and launched an official investigation. News coverage exploded. Words like illegal and criminal penalties appeared. The county posted violation notices. Lawsuits brewed. Karen's empire crumbled as neighbors who once supported her crossed the street to avoid her. City citations arrived declaring dozens of homes, including Karen's, unsafe due to unstable foundations. Red tags went up, immediate occupancy restrictions. Insurance companies denied all claims, citing negligence. Foreclosures followed. Karen's prized McMansion was condemned first. She ended up living in a borrowed RV, slowly sinking into the mud she'd created. The HOA dissolved at an emergency meeting. Over $2.3 million in legal liabilities, 0 assets, bankruptcy imminent. Karen was last seen dragging boxes of shredded documents under a city marshal's watch. But the real victory came next. The neighborhood voted to restore the natural drainage. With county grants and volunteer help, we peeled back the concrete, rerouted water along its original path using native grasses, willows, and stones. When the creek flowed again clear and laughing through my yard, dragonflies and frogs returned. The land exhaled in relief. I carved a wooden sign and planted it where the creek entered my property. Nature always wins. Karen left shortly, after towing her battered RV behind a rusted truck. Her abandoned house sat half swallowed by a swamp, a monument to hubris. New families moved in, content with the restored creek and thriving wetlands, never asking about the past. I still sit by the creek at sunset, watching water dance over stones, listening to frogs sing. The land endured, just like it always has. Because no matter how many rules you write or walls you build, you cannot conquer nature forever. It remembers, it waits, and when the time is right, it reclaims what's its own.